Good morning, everyone, and welcome to Talking Horses. Maggie Wolfendale and Andy Serling. I'm gonna fix my thing here. I'm a little out of
You
order.
need a lot of fixing.
I need a You ain't kidding. How's your fixing a Tom going? Work in progress?
It's always a work in progress. That guy. No, I'm kidding. He's pretty easy, honestly.
I get along fine with him, but I'm not married to him. I get along fine with you, but we're not married. I don't know how well we get. Well, that's never going to happen. So, nice trip down in South America.
Yeah, it was wonderful. To Argentina, I highly recommend. Anybody willing to take the 10-hour plane ride, which I know you probably wouldn't be.
Well, I'm not nearly as adventurous as you are.
And Buenos Aires is really a wonderful city. I'm remiss that we didn't make it to the track. Just not
Me
enough
too.
time there.
I know.
I would have loved to have seen it. Got to see Nacho Correas.
Oh, did you?
We were there, yeah.
Oh, that's
He's
great.
Semi-retired. He still spends every morning at the track there. Yeah, we had dinner with him, and
Oh, good.
it was a lot of fun.
He's a great guy. Oh, that's really nice.
Yeah.
So before we get to some of the other stuff today, we were talking a little about yesterday, the Risen Star. You know, a lot was made of the track being speed favoring, and as Nick Tamaro said to me, it's always speed favoring at
I was
fairgrounds.
just literally going
Right.
to say that.
And I think it was. I mean, you look at some of the results. There were a lot of logical, short-priced horses that won,
Yeah.
and there were some also ran second and thirds that made big runs from the back. So yeah, I think being forward was very helpful, but I don't think it
Exactly.
was.
I mean, how
like-
often is it not helpful to be forward in dirt racing? I mean, at the end of the day, yeah, it put Golden Tempo in a not a great position to complement his Lecomte win, but Paladin's a pretty nice horse at the end of the day.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know how much lower. I didn't look at what fig he got. The winner got a 93.
Yeah.
I mean, right. I think what's
think
the
it
horse's
falls
name
in
against your
line.
racehorse? What's
Golden Tempo.
Golden Tempo. He's going to have to get faster. He always
Yeah.
did, and he's going to
He
be
took another little step forward. And
right. But he's also a horse that I mean, he's the kind of horse that maybe he gets a small piece of the Derby if the race completely falls apart. But he's
Right.
going to have to get a lot faster. And I thought Paladin's win was really good. He ran down the lone speed, who didn't get left after getting left last week.
Yep.
But I thought it was a good start. But similar in a lot of ways to Renegade's good start last week at Tampa. I think both
Exactly.
of these horses that you had to consider Derby contenders going in
Yep.
did what they had to do to start their 3-year-old year.
I was just say they continue to do that. I remember looking at that maiden race when they ran together, and Renegade came out on top at the wire, but obviously was rightfully DQ'd, and just feeling that that was the race that we're going to see a lot of talent come out of, and it's bowed that out.
Yeah,
Bowed that
no,
out.
and I think that we saw good races by both of them in the Remsen, and they've continued to run well. The race of the day yesterday, I think that a lot of people may have missed. It was funny. We just caught the replay we have one of the TVs is on Gulfstream. Was probably the return of Grande, the horse who I had heard was unfairly scratched out of the Derby that took 9.5 months to get back to the races. He was going to be my Derby pick, by the way. I actually had liked
remember
Randy
you
in there.
say,
Yeah,
honestly, he was mine too. I thought he ran sneaky well in the wood.
he did.
And yeah.
He came back against Prater, and some people may remember Prater. He hasn't run since losing the Lexington, but Prater had been the horse who beat Sovereignty when he broke his maiden, and somehow Grande came back on to beat him, got a 105 buyer. Prater got a 103 buyer. So
It was impressive.
They could be two horses that could be real players going
And the
forward this
handicap
year.
division,
Yeah,
absolutely.
which is
No,
good to
looking
see.
forward to them being back at the racetrack. We need horses like them.
I agree. I've been a Grande fan. I agree with you in the Wood. I thought he ran terrific in the Wood,
Mm-hmm.
and that was a great start. And hopefully that there's more to come from those horses, because the more the merrier. And obviously Forever Young was terrific. So was Nisos.
yeah.
I thought Nisos really stepped
Ran
forward also.
really well, exactly. Now it'll be interesting to see. Obviously. Forever Young's trainer not really wanting to commit, and rightfully so, after the performance, because going back to last year when he had the big win in the Saudi Cup, he did not run as well.
He didn't run anywhere near as well, and he still ran
in
third.
Dubai.
Right.
But that was kind of the theme. You think about Straight No Chaser, he ran horribly. Like a lot of horses did not run well with the ship from Saudi to Dubai.
Right. Only Country Grammar. Only the really good ones. Only the true greats really like Country Grammar. My one regret about those races in the Middle East is I hate the fact that they've just completely destroyed the relevance of purse earnings.
Yeah.
Because I'm old, and I was around when winning $1 million meant a lot, and I
Yeah.
understand times have changed and purses thankfully have gotten better. but purse earnings should mean something. And, and I'm not knocking Forever Young. He's a terrific horse. He's not an all-time great, but he's a terrific racehorse. The fact he's made like $30 million is a little bit ridiculous. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Why is he just shy of 30 million? I know, that's incredible.
Good for his owners. I'm not, it's
look,
fine. And I really like him, but,
he has danced every dance and globe-trotted around to every racetrack around the world. So deservingly so. You don't often come across horses like that. So he's kind of
right. He's an international dirt superstar because there haven't been any dirt superstars.
Right.
The last one was a turf horse that could also perform equally brilliantly and maybe even better, and that was Dubai Millennium.
Exactly.
And that was 26 years ago, the Dubai Millennium, scary thought as it may be.
Yeah.
There just aren't a plethora of dirt horses to talk about
No.
internationally, and he's the one, really.
Right.
He's the one who's been able to strut his stuff all over the world. He's
Exactly.
terrific. I agree. Anyway, okay, we got 8 to talk about. Head over to Naira Bets. Use the promo code bonus200. We'll match the $200 of your initial deposit. Eddie, I didn't listen to a word you said when you told me about the slate, so just roll them. 20% win bonus at Santa Anita. Not only do you get that if you opt in, you can listen to Frank Miramati. Apparently, there's going to be some Klarovich horses running out of there. Other than the Breeders' Cup, I can't remember Klarovich horse running. Well, I guess no.
The Hollywood Derby.
I was going to say the Hollywood Derby, right? That weekend at Del Mar, but it's Santa. Well, no, the American Oaks.
American Oaks, exactly.
Right. Okay. What else do we have? And the Malibu. 10 times loyalty points at Oaklawn. So if you're getting loyalty points, opt in for that. And you're playing Oaklawn. Keep it going, Ed. Come on. You can do it. No cross country. Pick 5 today, Eddie. You must have cried yourself to sleep last night. 3 to 6:30. Maggie is very excited because she has a very strong opinion of the Sunland Derby today. I don't want you don't have to reveal it in the show.
I'm not. I'm going to hold it close to the vest.
Maggie's
wait till
keeping
about
it. Yeah,
2
so
minutes to post.
you're going to have to watch until 6:30 to find out who We're not going to do it. So you're going to have to play that game. Race number 1 today. Why don't we show Doppio Espresso 2-back? To start the conversation about the race, you and I both have this horse third.
Espresso? Oh, no, you don't drink coffee.
What is it? I drink espresso sometimes in Saratoga. Espresso martinis I drink.
It's a certain percentage of milk in your espresso, I believe. I could be wrong.
You believe.
Ray will probably text in 2 minutes to tell me I'm wrong. So 2-back, I thought ran well enough. Sprinting on the dirt, and look, she projects to be forward enough in here, and last time a mile's just too far for her, so
I agree.
And Sparkling Mama was able to waltz along on the lead. Hot Gossip came back to win with the 60 buyer, so I do think there's an argument that she's the horse to be. When I first did this race, I had her on top, and then I was like, well,
everything Amelia Green is putting on the racetrack is running.
Exactly, and she would have won with the first or yesterday in the last if the track would have been fair.
I agree, and I bet the winner of that race and felt very fortunate to have beaten that horse because my horse was second best. I completely agree with you. And, I thought the track was
getting a little fair.
A little bit fairer yesterday. As the day went on, I think the inside got better.
Yeah.
And we did see some horses make some runs yesterday, so it's inching towards getting fairer, but it's still biased. And, I'm not going to just take horses on the assumption that we have a big bias. I thought Dolly's Jolene dropping down here could be the speed. I think that Jamie Rodriguez needs to send this horse from the inside, and I'm going to try to wire the field.
You think she's going to be the speed? I mean, look, she
Pace
could be.
Projector has her in front.
Really?
You know me.
I thought the firster would have speed.
Well, that's possible.
I mean, that's the intangible that you just don't know.
I can't guess on that. I've got that horse second.
Exactly.
I'm just not inclined to want to put morning line favorite firsters on top.
Look, and Dolly's Jolene drops out of a good race. But she didn't do much running there. That was kind of my slight knock against her. And, nobody really changed positions, though, either in that race on top of that. So she does get a little bit of a makeover with the drop in class, Lasix blinkers on. The thing with Holly Lane is, now, mind you, that sales workout came nearly a year ago. She did work 10 flat. And she just looked quick to me. I don't love the fact that it's taken her.
She's in for 50. I don't love that either.
And they spent $130,000
She's got a huge pedigree for a horse. I mean, Victory Ride is her second dam, for God's sake. I mean, seriously.
And
she's got value as a broodmare, frankly, if she can win some races. That's what I don't love.
Charlatan.
Right?
But
Ride on Curlin. I mean, it's pretty good
she's
family.
a half to ride on Curlin. The dam won first time out as a 2-year-old with a 92 buyer. So there's precocity as well.
But she's in for 50.
I know. Like I said, I had Doppio Espresso on top here. I changed it. I had Dolly's Jolene on top here, and I changed it. So
I have a question. Do you think someone will claim Holly Lynn, LN or whatever she is? Holly Lane, I
Lane?
guess.
Yeah.
Holly Lane. Think somebody will claim her with broodmare value?
Probably.
I kind of wonder about that.
Yeah.
And I imagine they're aware of that.
Yeah.
I didn't love that.
Yeah. I understand.
Just a thought. Interstate Love Song. That's Tom's horse. Did
Ran
Tom?
way too good to lose. I mean, it was an explosion in the hotel room.
I bet
of
the winner for that race
Amelia.
was there any frustration that Ricardo came off the rail?
Yeah, and then
I imagine
Ricardo
there
beat
was.
himself up about it as
I
well.
considered
and
texting you, but I figured I didn't want to rub salt into the wound because
Yeah.
I figured you guys probably watched it and stuff. And they
Yeah.
both ran very well, but yeah, that was a tough beat.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know. I was thinking of you.
God bless her. She's a nice filly.
Yeah, no, I agree. And,
She ran
you
at
know,
87. Her and the winner ran at 87
I'll
bucks.
tell you something else. Dazzling Dame was certainly complimented by then, and I'm
Exactly.
gonna call me a homer. I'm
Exactly.
gonna stay on the Dazzling Dame bandwagon.
We have seen some of the faster fillies up here in New York.
I
Faster
agree.
three-year-old fillies.
She had missed some works, and I was talking about it with Steve Bick on his show last week, and he contacted Brittany Russell, and she said it was just, I think it may have been sort of weather, maybe it's sort of a little bit unreliable down at
Confluence of things.
Fairgrounds, but she said the horse is fine.
Oh, she's at Fairgrounds?
Not Fairgrounds. I'm sorry,
Fair
Hill.
Hill. Yeah, that's what I thought.
Anyway.
No, they've had some, not trouble with the track, but it's kind of just the same thing as we've had here.
They may not get the works as well as they do at other places too. Race number
Also
2. We'll take a look at Eagle Rising and Juliet Approach. You and I took a slightly different approach here. I just wanted Juliet Approach because she was down in the rail. That's why.
You
I wanted her.
did not like this horse the last time we did this
No,
show
I didn't.
together.
You did.
I did.
You were right, and I was wrong.
And
You
I
feel
didn't
better
like
now?
Eagle Rising, and yet
I don't think I like him. I think my horse is probably leaving the picture right now. But this horse ran very well. Now, maybe she isn't really a dirt horse who liked a muddy track.
That's
but if
the question mark I had.
the Apprentice hadn't gone inside, I'm not sure she wouldn't have won that race.
Yeah, I know.
got
She ran
suckered in
very
there.
well going up the. She ran very well going up the rail still too. So I just thought, Eagle Rising. She gets back to a fast track. She's only been on it once before. It was her fastest race, or one of her faster races. And the fact that she came back off the layoff and ran as well as she did, I thought she could build upon that second out here. So I'm chalking it out. Like, I could not get very creative.
Well, if
on this
I'm
card.
you, it's hard also to go back to the 3 because you liked her at a
Right.
much bigger price. I didn't want anybody else. I mean,
No.
I guess you can't completely ignore our preferred pal
Inside
because she does
speed.
project to be the inside speed.
She's
she
so
is a
bad,
tough
though.
horse to take.
Her
whose
last
best
few.
races were on wet tracks before that. She obviously, I mean, she was down the rail last time, so I'll give her a little break for her last race, but she's also 0 for 11.
Right.
But
I
she
mean,
could be the speed.
She stopped bad last time too. I don't know. I mean, it was off a little bit of a break.
I didn't think you want to be inside in the 18th.
No, I totally agree with you on that. But she's had way too many chances for me. And it just feels like there's only 2 races that make her a winner here. And like you said, they're on wet tracks, and they were, way back when in spring.
I agree, but she still scares me on this racetrack. We'll see what happens. We done?
Yeah.
Race number 3. You and I think, both picked a horse in here that is the best horse, I believe, in the race, but I am worried about the racetrack.
Yeah.
Because this horse, we'll look at Exploration running second last time. This horse does not have any speed, and that worries me, Mag.
Right, but still ran well on a track where it helped to have speed behind Spirit Dragon, who wired the field. So, yes, that is a concern. I thought got back to some of his better races. First start here for Linda as well. So, yes, the lack of speed does concern, and the fact that there isn't that much other speed in here is concerning. Military Road kind of feels like Military Road or Cocktails at Kringle. It's a murky kind of pace situation. Awesome Empire, what does he do? He was really bad last time, I thought.
I agree. I don't. He was going a mile and an eighth, but I didn't think he had any excuse for sort of giving it up, fair track or not. I understand that Golden Plate, ran okay last time. I have some trouble with that figure. I think that figure's a little bit overblown. I do think he can win. Cocktails and Kringle, I've got second, Maggie, because I thought maybe he'd be the speed, and I think they're supposed to send him. And I don't know what to do with Military Road, but I don't want to pick him as the favorite. David is a slight favorite. I know he comes out of a much better race. I know he ran fine in some ways last time, but my God, is he a proven loser?
Proven loser, finds ways to lose. The thing is, though, I think he comes out of the best race, obviously, as this is the cheapest that he's run in his career. I mean, I don't know how you want to kind of quantify those races there at Delaware and how they stack up here. But look, Bermudo came out and won. Makes Sense came out and won. With a bias-aided win, mind you, in his next start. But
oh, that was a much better race than he's running in today. No question. My only real regret is that our show doesn't start until 3 because Jonathan is on with us today. That I could make fun of him about that. It was the last day of the meet, and he was trying to catch me in the contest 2 years ago, and he made like the $1,500 double with this horse into that Chad Brown, Larry Goichman horse, the horse that bolted in the Miss Grillo.
Oh,
remember
geez.
that horse in the double, and he
Yeah.
lost. But he was also going
yeah.
to come back and bet it all on Ferociously, who lost the
Terribly
yes,
in the hopeful.
the hopeful,
Yeah.
yes. But I would love to be there to tease Jonathan about it, and he's always a good sport anyway.
You were
I
laugh.
just can't take that horse because he doesn't win.
No, I agree. I just took Exploration because I just thought he was the best horse. And
He ran
look,
very well last time.
I mean, the same kind of scenario could play out with Golden Plate. I do think he was against the racetrack 2-back, so you can kind of forgive that slower race.
Yep.
But
But I don't think his last race is as good as the 83 looks. I think he's more of a mid-70s type. Not that doesn't mean he
this
can
might
win
be a
here.
little bit better quality horse he faces here.
I struggled with a
level.
lot of races today because I just don't know for sure how the track is playing, and
How can you?
I don't want to approach this show just picking horses hoping the track is a big inside track.
can't.
You can put long shot second and third for me. And listen, people are different and people are allowed to do it the way they want to do it. For me, I want to say, listen, if the track comes up really speedy, like Aggregation the other
Highlight
day,
this
is a horse that I'm
right.
going to bet on if the horse is a decent price.
Yeah.
But I could never pick this horse if the track is fair.
No.
Because I don't want to end up
No,
with a
you
bunch
have
of
to
bad
make
horses
your
that can't
picks
win.
more or less based upon a fair racetrack. Even though that might not be the trend, it can change so quickly that you just have to focus on
Right.
who you think the best
And if
horse
it
is,
makes people happy
given
to hold us
dynamics.
to the numbers in the program, go ahead. That's
Right.
all good, But that's not what handicapping is about. I
Mm-hmm.
mean, I played the horses for a living for years. I fought the parimutuel wars for a long, long time, and you can come to the racetrack with some opinions, but if you're not ready to change those opinions
Audibles.
based on, whether you say to me, I really like this horse, I didn't like this horse was great in the paddock,
Yeah.
if you're not ready to make those audibles, you will
Yeah.
never be successful as a horse player.
Exactly.
The only chance you have is to be ready to adapt to circumstances, whatever they are. Race number 4. I was a little remiss in race number 4 that I didn't have the horse. I moved the horse into third. The horse you have on top, Power Seeker. I should have had this horse higher because I'll let you talk about it. But this horse was against it last time.
massively against it. All 3 finishers you're talking about make sense. All of the top 3 finishers went straight to the rail in that race, and he was 4 wide into the first turn.
Not Ruben's fault. Nothing he could have done.
No, and then he continued 4 to 5 wide down the backside while being headstrong too. So now they put the blinkers on for this turn back to the 1-turn mile. So I'm thinking that they actually, I don't know, maybe want him to be more on it. I don't know. Sometimes blinkers have the counterintuitive effect where you put them on and it kind of settles them because they can't see the other horses to be
Right,
competitive with.
this concept that they immediately give horses more speed
Yeah.
is badly flawed.
Correct. But I just thought because he was against it, Rudy's horses are running well too. So I want to take Power Seeker here. You went to Noted. You'll have to explain this one to me because I did not get this horse at all.
Well, we'll show some replays in just a minute.
Okay.
Why? Because
Yeah.
the horse is a huge price, and I don't think the horse is going to be 5 to 1. I think it's going to be bigger. And this horse was on a dead rail
disagree.
last time out, and I
Okay.
cannot avoid horse with dead rails. Time before that, he got caught racing Ridgewood Wonder, who looked like a stakes horse off the claim for Michelle Nevin. And he's got some
been in
races that
better
aren't terrible.
fields.
I didn't love anybody like Chichabella. Okay, I know it's a big price. We'll show it. I don't. Is Chichabella really going to be 8 to 1? Maybe this is a barn they're not going to bet. But this horse ran a big figure last time. I thought this horse had no excuse to lose last time. It was off the dead rail and was just cruising along and lost to a horse that just ran him down. I didn't really like him, and you can really go to Chelonian right away next, Ed. steady. Another horse who, going two back has some good races, hasn't run in a long time. I just didn't like horses in here. I know Mr. Papa Giorgio was on the dead rail last time. Well, he was just a little bit off it, but not right in the rail. But he was running against Ridgewood Runner. I think he's dangerous, but I think he's going to have to deal with the next horse. We'll look at Chelonian, who has speed. I wonder if Noda's going to go in here and try to get position early. I don't know. I just didn't like a lot of horse in here. Is it possible that the clock has struck 12 for unlimited potential? And Power Seeker doesn't have a lot of speed, and that scares me. I don't know. I had trouble with this race,
and
Maggie.
Trying to, read into what jockeys are due will just make you a full-time loser. But this is how I read the race, and that it did feel like there were several horses who wanted to go, and that's why I landed on Power Seeker, because we did see horses be able to close if they got honest enough fractions in front
and
yesterday.
Stayed inside.
And stayed inside. So I saw that trip for Power Seeker. Not to say that's going to be how it plays out in the racetrack, because Mr. Papa Giorgio, he has to go, and he has to go from the outside, and there's going to be horses to the inside of him that are going to try to make him go, like Chelonian.
I think Chelonian's dangerous.
Because he does come out of a really live race. There were 4 next time out winners in there, and obviously something went wrong. First off, the claim for Michelle Giangiulio, and prior to that, he has more than enough races that make him uber competitive here.
I think he's the worst to beat in here. I wouldn't want to have to make any morning lines here. I would suck. And I don't agree with it. Is Mr. Papa Giorgio is going to be favored
He's going to be
here?
favored? I don't know. Look, same reason
David's
as you.
always right, and I'm always wrong.
Dutro's going well. You got to look at connections a bit here.
Dropping.
Right, exactly.
I don't know. This feels like a race that I had a lot of trouble with this race, which is why I went to Noted. Because I don't think it's going to be 5-1. I think it's going to be higher. I don't know. We'll see what happens in race 4, but I don't disagree with you. Power Seeker's dangerous. We'll take a break. Come back to the late pick 4.
You bet with Naira Bets. Bet any track, anywhere, anytime. Download the Naira Bets app to play today and get a $200 deposit bonus. Watch live horse racing. Get expert picks. Boost your bankroll with weekly promotions and hone your handicapping skills with exclusive tips and tutorials. Download the Naira Bets app now. Sign up now to claim your $200 deposit match bonus. You bet with Naira Bets.
Welcome back to Talking Horses. Maggie and Andy, and we are both taking the likely heavy favorite 21 Red. And what I would say is that last time out, this horse ran in a significantly better field, was out in the 40 path chasing around against a gold rail the whole way around the track. And I'll tell you what, this is one that Manny should just come sending out of the gate, fair or biased racetrack or not.
Yeah, I agree with you. He's on the best horse. This is one favorite that I know he's coming off a virtually eased effort, that I could not find any reason to take against him.
Yeah, like look at these horses. The second, choice, Big Brooklyn, who ran fine last time, but
he is a speed type.
He does have some speed, but I don't like the race they're coming out of. I don't love that field. The winner, I think, was it Rudy? Was like 8-5 in there.
No, it was Ralph D'Alessandro.
Right, it was D'Alessandro.
Delilah Rivera.
Right, made that big run.
Swoop.
Yeah,
like she swoops to the.
Right.
I mean, like you should have won, Big Brooklyn.
And I actually put Major Bourbon second in this race because I think the horse has run in some tougher races. It was a big speed track last time, and at least the horse picked up a little bit of position in the race.
Yeah.
But for me, I don't like picking horses like 21 Red, but I can make an excuse for his last race, and I just think he's better than these horses.
I just think he's better too. And like with Major Bourbon, I can totally see somebody maybe liking him, but also he was far off of it. And yes, the Troy Cannon ridered the field, but he spent all the time on the rail.
I agree. He had a very soft trip
Yeah.
behind there, but I thought speed was pretty good that day. I just didn't like the others, which is why I
I
went
thought
to
there
big
could be
favorite.
a little bit of upside with You're Looking Good. You know, he came in off of a layoff for only his first fast dirt try, and he just still seemed a little bit green from it all, and maybe he can move forward for
Listen, the
a
way
good barn.
Amelia's horses are running, I will
Yeah.
not be surprised by anything. Race number 6. We'll start with Kid Billy, who I think David has as the favorite in
He
this
does.
race. I will say that Kid Billy potentially is the speed, but I don't know. I don't trust this horse at all coming off the long layoff, almost a year off, dropping in for a tag. Still has the non-winners at 2, 20,000. It's like Mott saying, would somebody please just take this horse off my hands?
I've never liked this horse, so I'm not going to take him here.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
I don't think- I don't-
For
I-
all the things you said, and furthermore, I've just never been a fan of his.
I mean, he did run pretty well 2 back behind heavyweight champs, but I agree. He's got a little bit of a phony in him, but this
Yeah.
is a drop. I know he's probably the speed in here. I don't really like him. And as far as Good Money, who we'll take a look at next time out, who you like a little bit more than I do, I thought this horse I didn't think this was a very good field. I thought this race kind of collapsed. I didn't love this horse. I don't know.
But the thing is that he does have, some races earlier on in his career that
He
would
does.
that do make him quite competitive here. And last time he was racing as a first-time gelding, and I kind of like for them to go on, and subsequently, I feel like they that takes a hold a little bit more. But the problem is that Linda claims him, and I get it. It's a non-2 for 30. This is probably a logical step, but she clearly isn't too enthralled with what she's seen from him.
Yeah, I just wouldn't. I mean, to me, I'm with you. I think there's so many things to like about complex music.
I do
I'll
too.
let you talk about him.
I mean, this is a horse that
He ain't going to be 8-1, by the way.
I have
not
liked.
happening.
He was way against the track last time out, first off the claim for Jimmy Ferraro, and before that, he was running really well. At higher level against some better horses overall. So, I just have to take him.
I like him too.
He's just a horse I like.
I hope he's 5-1. I'd be very happy with that. I'll tell you who scares me more than he scares you is Wake Surf. Michelle's horses have been running very well. You know how much I like her. I know she does not have great layoff numbers. That scares me a little bit.
Right.
But this is a horse that you talk about, a horse that has back races that are good. I mean, this horse has plenty of back races that would smoke this field.
Yeah, exactly. I don't know how much he really wants to win. He is 2 for 28 now, and
But he hasn't had a lot of short price losses. The last 2,
No,
yeah.
that is fair. I think he comes back, and obviously they protect him, have him in for the waiver, but against arguably a better field than what he was horrible in back in March of last year. So and 2, just knowing him, he is a little bit of a heavier type. I just think he needs it. I'll take the wait and see approach, banking on the fact that he probably needs.
And
a
Michelle
start.
often doesn't, have him fully
Hasn't,
cranked
exactly.
up. But I don't know. You know how much I like her. And there were sources. I don't love the 4. I don't love the 5. So 2 and 7 for me in here. We'll see
Yeah.
what happens. But I'm with you on the 2. So race number 7, I think we agree again.
Yeah,
in
we do.
here,
Yeah.
On the 6. I'll let you talk about him.
Is it just she just for me? I know this is lower level stuff, but she just lays over the field.
I agree with you.
And was against the racetrack last time. She's on the dead rail. She kind of broke a bit slow and then rushed up. So for me, I'm giving her another chance here with Linda. She's just faced a world of better horses too.
I know she's a dump job by Linda, but
She wins
50%
with
drops in the
these.
dirt at Aqueduct, 31 for 83, 37%,
Exactly.
217 ROI. They win. And the other thing is, the horse that you have third and I have second, Batoli's girl, we'll look at her last time.
I don't like
what
her.
was her
I
excuse
don't like
last
her.
time, Maggie? I mean,
I don't.
Sandy
I don't wanna use that
Goldfarb,
word.
Brad
I
Cox claims don't lose these
strongly-
races.
I strongly disliked her in the paddock, and she, to her credit, ran better than I thought she would.
Yeah, she should have
but
won.
Yes.
She should have won. I mean, come on. She got a dream trip. Manny couldn't have given her a better ride in this race. She has the race sewn up, and she gets caught. And we
She
just
is not
never see
fooling me.
these horses from this barn getting caught.
I
So
agree with
maybe
you.
she wins today and runs better, but
Yeah.
I'm not excited about her. You've got Bourbon and Lace second.
I do, just kind of as a new face in here. I know she didn't do that much running. She kind of got shuffled back to going into the turn in that last race at Laurel. The winner came back and she won. You know, there's been only one other horse to run back, and that one also won too. So maybe hinting at a little bit of a better field than what she encounters here shipping to New York. And I know, Mike Gorham maybe doesn't win.
He hits the board a lot, though. He hits the board over 40% of the time.
And
His
his
horses
horses
that come to New York
always
don't
look
win.
good.
He's 2 for 50-something, but he's hit the board like
I'm a Mike
23
Gorham fan.
times. Yeah, no, his
He
horses
knows
run,
what
they
to
just
bring.
don't win.
He knows what to bring here. He had that 2-year-old that won on the turf.
Yeah, no,
that was
he's-
pretty impressive.
You have
Going
to be
back to last
careful by
fall.
just looking at the win percentage. It can be deceptive.
Exactly.
I remember years ago, I was at a DRF, I think it was like 2007 or 8, I think, 2008, 7 or 8. There was one of those DRF handicapping expos, and the smartest person there was Mike Maloney. You know, Mike is
I think.
professional player. He was via
Yeah.
Keeneland player, super guy.
Right.
He's got a really good book actually as well. And I remember specifically going to something just to hear him because of how much respect I have for him. And he was talking about playing tries and supers. And I know it sort of sounds simple, but sometimes a lot of things are simple, but you don't get to them. He was talking about using big-priced firsters, third and fourth, and supers. And one reason he brought was Neil Howard. And he was saying how Neil Howard's a very good trainer. He never wins first time out. So what happens is people dismiss his first-time starters, and they end up 30 and 40 to 1. But they hit the board. They run third and fourth a lot. They'll run okay. They just need to start and do these things. And he was talking about the importance of, understanding things like that, and it really stuck with me. And I think Mike Gorham is a perfect example of that. You look at it and say, oh, he never wins in New York. He never wins in New York, but his horses run.
Right.
You got to be careful with those things.
And like from my perspective, his horses physically always look well and look like they belong with the fields that they're entered in. You know what I mean?
Yeah, no, he's a live trainer. He
Yeah.
just don't seem to. I thought Daniil a little bit interesting, a little bit of a freshening, because you look at the races for Daniil before the last race, and they kind of fit in here for a horse that's
do.
going to be 20 to 1.
They do.
For a horse that's 20 to 1 morning line, he's got figures that are fast enough to compete with these horses outside of his last race because, let's be honest, this ain't exactly a speedy bunch. So I went a little crazy in the last race. And one of the things about the last race today, and I won't argue, if we got a big inside track, the horse that I have fourth and you have second.
No, I like this horse.
No,
a
no.
bit.
Oh, yeah. I mean, putting her
Yeah.
on top.
Oh, yeah.
And, we'll take a look at Kyle's mom's race 2 back. But isn't she going to have your horse at the very least breathing down her neck and maybe in front of her?
I was just going
I
to
think
say,
Moongate, I don't believe a
Moongate
time projector. I
clears.
think she's going to clear too.
I think she clears here with Kendrick. She was dueling on the front end going 6 last time. So why suddenly are we going to be off the pace going a mile?
She's a quick horse, and she was also facing Majestic Return last time.
Who was a
is
heavy favorite.
way faster than the horses in this race early.
I did look up a stat too.
Linda stretching out off the claim. The problem with that stat,
Oh,
as you
boy.
noticed, is, go ahead, 29 for 84.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, she's also got a $1.89
That's what
ROI,
I'm
so
saying.
they're all
They're all-
super, super short prices.
Right.
Now, I think David is smoking something if he thinks she's going to be 4 to 1 in this race.
That's what I.
I think that seeing Linda claiming this horse, I think you're crazy if you don't think she's going to be favored in here,
100%.
or at least short. Maybe he's got a big
He's got
discrepancy, and he's usually
Kyle's
right.
mom, but she only has 1 race.
I don't think people are going to, and I don't disagree. I didn't pick Moongate on top because I just thought she'd be a super short price. I was originally interested in Toxic Girl because I liked her last time.
You
Bad
did.
pick, but
You poo-pooed on me
but I'll
on
say
that
something.
race.
Well,
because I said that he doesn't have that many horses, but it just feels tough to claim off of Jose Jimenez.
I hear you on that. I was more going on the Jimmy Riccio is so good as a claiming owner. That was really one of my big things. He doesn't claim
but
any
he's
horses
a guy-
anymore.
That's what I was going to say. It's like,
but I also thought, and I'm not knocking Jose's ride because I like aggressive rides, but as it turned out in that race, you've been better off not being so aggressive. But if you're interested
that's
in
true.
her,
That's true.
How do you not like She's Complicated, who ran so much better than she did last time out?
100%.
And it's going to be a much bigger price.
I was talking with Austin Troutz after, and She's Complicated is very, very well named because she often loses her race, in the paddock. I mean, she is hot, washy, a little bit of a lunatic. And Austin did a great job. She was a lot more calm last time.
She ran very well last time.
And she ran huge. She was a part of that early pace. Yep. And she got swarmed on either side. And it felt like Ricardo was going to give up. And then suddenly he kind of gets away from those horses. He's like, well, maybe I have a little horse here. And he gets into her again. And she responds, and she ends up only
she ended up
being 3
finishing just fine given how the race ran. The problem with her, obviously, is if we have the track we've had over the last week and a half, or 2 weeks of racing, she's compromised because there's nothing Ricardo can do. She's going to be chasing outside. So we're going to need a fairer track. But she's a big price, and I don't mind losing a few dollars on bigger priced horses that may be against the track. And the possibility exists the track is much fairer, so I put her on top because I don't know. Moongate's probably going to win. You're probably right. Somehow I think she's going to pay $560.
I agree with you.
Yeah, we'll see what happens. All right, it's a pleasure as always, and thank you for watching. NYRA Bets, use the promo code BONUS200, and we'll match the $200 of your initial deposit. We have, what do we got, Eddie? 20% win bonus Santa Anita. Opted for that. Bet all those Klarovich horses at Santa Anita today. You get extra if the Klarovich horse runs out there. We've got 10 times loyalty points at Oaklawn. If you get loyalty points, opt in for that if you're playing Oaklawn. We have, what else do we have? We have 3 to 6:30. And also remind people there will be a show tomorrow.
3 to 7?
3:30 to 7.
3:30 to 7.
Tomorrow. If you want to see Ewing's making his return in the stake there.
The Ozark.
Oaklawn.
Yeah.
We'll be showing Oaklawn.
It's been working well. And the Cassie Barn is just...
I think he'd had a little hiccup. He never loses. What was Meg saying? He's won 8 straight stakes or something? 6 or 8 straight
That's crazy.
stakes?
I missed her saying that.
She said something about that on the call, yeah.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, pretty amazing.
I mean, he won, what? He won 2 races yesterday at Tampa.
Yes, he won both stakes at Tampa.
Both stakes,
yesterday.
sorry, yeah.
Both turf sprints.
Crazy.
He's doing it all. I think the Meg Mig show is going well at Oaklawn.
Yeah.
I think they're doing great together.
Yeah.
They complement each other very well.
Yeah, I agree.
Yep. All right.
And I do, never mind, that's
What?
an inside joke. I'm not going to say it about the hair.
Richie's upset about his haircut. That's
And
like,
I was gonna say-
I gotta tell you, that's about like me being upset about a haircut, okay?
Meg's
There ain't a
hair,
lot to cut up
she's
here.
right. It's. I like her hair.
Meg, well, I think Richie's just mad because he's sitting next to Meg and he's got massive hair envy. I think that's what's really going on here. Exactly. We're done. Chris Griffin's up next to reprise Scratch and Changes. Have a great day.
You bet with NYRA Bets. Bet any track, anywhere, anytime. Download the NYRA Bets app to play today and get a $200 deposit bonus. Watch live horse racing. Get expert picks. Boost your bankroll with weekly promotions and hone your handicapping skills with exclusive